All right, so then with that, we will open the special council meeting. This is the special council meeting, August 16th, 2016. 16, yeah. Mrs. Miggerly, could you take roll call, please?
Mr. Meyer?
Here.
Mr. Burke?
Here.
Mr. Dunhoff?
Here.
Ms. Skidmore?
Here.
Ms. Sudkamp? Ms. Pitts?
Here.
Ms. Kyle?
Here.
Ms. Cahill?
Here.
Mr. Cahill? Mr. Skidmore?
Here.
Mr. Blankenship?
Here.
Mr. Howard?
Here.
All right, we have a quorum. So the first item then on this agenda is the legislation ordinance regarding the Turkey Foot property annexation. This is the second reading.
So second reading, an ordinance annexing certain unincorporated territories within the county of Kenton, Kentucky, and contiguous to the present boundary lines of the city of Erlanger, Kentucky, and defining by metes and bounds the territory annexed. This is a second reading by summary. We would be annexing in the roughly, or the 12.073 acres, which is on the east side of Turkey Foot Road. As indicated in the attached plat, this is a consensual annexation, and we have a signed consent agreement by both the individual property owner, the Hayes that are still there, as well as the Dries Company, which are the two property owners.
All right, can we get a motion to adopt as read? Motion by Mrs. Kyle, second by Mr. Dunhoff. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye. Roll call vote.
Oh, excuse me, roll call, thank you.
Ms. Skidmore?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Cahill?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Blankenship?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Howard?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Kyle?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Burke?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Dunhoff?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Skidmore?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, motion carried. Next item on the agenda is another ordinance, the 2016-2017 property tax rates. This is a first reading.
It is, and mine is missing the second page. Does everyone have 2 pages or 3?
I have 2, page 1 and 3.
He only gave me, that's all I need.
I don't have page 2.
That's what Mark gave me.
No, there's 3 pages in there, but we don't have anything on the. No, we have anything.
I'm sorry?
We don't have anything on the property tax rates other than what they handed out.
2 pages.
Page 1 and 3.
We didn't have that.
Supposed to be 3 pages?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's missing the section 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, I don't have that sheet either.
I'm sorry? Okay.
Okay. Should we take a brief recess
Yeah,
to get that?
Since it's the tax one, I just want to make sure everyone has the, I mean, the substance is on page 1 here, but page 2 talks about the delinquencies and the penalties.
Take a brief recess while we get the
Sorry, I didn't look at that before.
full packet for all the council members. We've got the full ordinance, so we'll go ahead and call the meeting back to order here, and I'll let Mr. Gatlin take it from there.
It's an ordinance of the City of Erlanger in Kenton County, Kentucky, providing for the annual assessment of all real estate and personal property within the City of Erlanger, which is subject to taxation thereby for the fiscal year beginning on July 1, 2016, and ending on June 30, 2017, and providing for the payment and collection of such taxes and the penalties and interest thereon, and describing the purpose for which the taxes so collected shall be appropriated and used. By summary, the proposal is the ad valorem tax on real property would be at the rate of $0.3370 for each $100,000, and that the ad valorem tax on all through $100. What did I say? I'm sorry.
I like your option.
One per $100,000.
Nobody would complain about that.
That's a better option.
For each $100 as written here, and that the ad valorem tax on all personal property other than motor vehicles at the rate of $0.5890 for each $100, and that the penalty provision would be as ordinance, that the penalty is, of course, there's the 2% discount for people that pay before the end of the business day, end of November 1st, and that a penalty for folks who do not pay until after December 31st of 20% plus interest, they're on at the rate of 6% per year.
All right. Do I have a motion to adopt as presented?
First reading.
First reading.
Oh, yeah, excuse me, thanks.
May I ask a
Okay.
question, Mayor, first? May I ask a question?
Yes, sir?
On the discount of 2%. Wasn't that in past years, wasn't that October the 31st instead of November the 1st?
I'm not, I don't remember that offhand. Make it October 31st?
That's what it was in past. I don't know if we've changed it on purpose or not.
Well, yeah, it says paid before the end of November 1st. So wouldn't that be October 31st?
Actually, the way it's written, they could pay on November 1st and still get the discount. So if we want to end the discount on October 31st, we will change it to a discount of 2% if paid before the end of the business day on October 31st, 2016.
Question, that just brings one more question. Is October 31st on a weekend, or is it,
No, it's a Monday.
it's a Monday?
Thank you, good. Yeah.
Good.
It's Halloween.
It is. It's a Monday.
So,
I just said leave
so
it.
ultimately, we want to keep it the same as it was last year.
That's what I'm thinking, so.
Yeah. Any other discussion or opinions on that?
I just have a question real quick.
Yes.
I know that what's in black is what was changed, but what was the penalty before?
No, that hasn't been changed.
Okay?
It's the same.
It's just one day.
Yeah. That's, I'm not sure why that bolded, but that's the same.
Yeah, I'm fine either way. I don't care if it's November 1st.
I just want to say I'm okay if you want to keep it on the first.
Yeah, me too.
I don't see any big.
Me too. It's one day.
One day.
Probably easier for people to remember November 1st than it is Halloween. Well, maybe not for me, but for most others.
Yeah, November 1st date's not gonna be.
Yeah.
Keep it November 1st, give them an extra day?
Yeah.
And then,
Okay.
then you won't
That's
need
how
to
we
change
roll.
it.
Happy
Then we,
Halloween.
then we keep it as read. Okay.
We'll give it a treat instead of trick 'em.
All right. All right, well, let's let the minutes show that we've had the first reading. All right, that's all we had for the special meeting. If there's no other discussion, then I'll adopt a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Dunhoff, second by Mr. Burke. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.